I'm Jennifer Pierce, Multimedia Editor with Assembly Magazine and the host of Assembly Audible and Assembly News Now. We're broadcasting from the beautiful Music City Center right in the heart of downtown Nashville, Tennessee. And I am joined by Scott Wolters, Chief Events Officer with BNP Media, and Bill DeYoe, Group Publisher with Assembly and Quality. Scott, Bill, welcome, and thank you for making time for this conversation today.
It's great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We're in our third year here in Nashville, and many of you may already know, but this year we combined 3 shows under one roof: the Assembly Show South, the Quality Show, and Adhesives in Action. In light of that, we've got a brand new, exciting announcement. Introducing MAX. MAX stands for the Manufacturing and Automation Exchange. Before we talk about MAX, Scott, would you mind to tell our listeners about BNP Media events in general and what you do in your role as Chief Events Officer?
That's a very good question, Jennifer, and I'm happy to talk about that. As a Chief Events Officer, I oversee all of BNP's events business. That includes our in-person events, our online events, our webinar business, and our video and podcast business. BNP does just shy of 50 in-person events a year all over the United States. And we have a full service, fully integrated events business all under one roof at BNP Media at our corporate offices in Birmingham, Michigan.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more specifically about MAX. I mentioned it stands for the Manufacturing and Automation Exchange, right?
That's true.
So what went into the decision to rebrand or expand, if you will?
This is year 3 for the show, as you just mentioned, and here in the Southeast. We know that there's a significant need for a manufacturing event down here that reaches this group of people. The explosion of activity in the manufacturing world, the expenditures on new developments is enormous. And we identified that a few years ago. It wasn't just us alone. It was actually a lot of the vendor and providers in the industry that were asking us that they needed access to a Southeast event because of that growth. And so we did. We listened, we did some research, and we launched the South Show 3 years ago. We'll have a great event here this couple of days together. But as we go forward, we've seen a shift in the manufacturing world, to be honest. And what's really happening is that more and more of an inclusive and integrated effort is being done on the floors of the manufacturers. The automotive, appliance, aerospace, medical device, all of these sectors are seeing significant growth, and no one's doing one job anymore. They're responsible for beginning to end in a lot of cases. And so the engineers, the manufacturing management players that are coming here, these guys want to see as much as they can under one roof, and they want to get their hands in it. They want to learn what's possible. And that's why we're going to move to this new MAX format. This is not just a name change. This is not just a rebrand and pretty new colors. This is a concept of changing how people attend a trade show, as well as how the exhibitor base exhibits and brings content to the industry community. Building that community is what this is all about. So that's kind of the motivation behind it, and you get an idea of where we're going to take it. I assure you, as we'll learn and we'll talk about today, we're going to be doing things a little different, and it's going to be something that they really haven't seen, that the industry hasn't seen before, and I think it's going to make it special.
That's exciting. So let's talk about a few more of the details. So when and where will the event be taking place?
What are those dates?
March 25th through 26th, 2026, right back here at the lovely Music City Center in downtown Nashville. Beautiful venue, right in the heart of all the action in downtown Nashville. We've had tremendous success here, tremendous feedback. It's a great venue, and we're really excited to be coming back for our 4th year.
When you see it, Scott, the bottom line is we're reaching, if you come right through a line of Nashville, Tennessee, and you draw those cross references between I-65 and I-40 that goes east and west, that corridor is filled with dirt and new building and new development of manufacturing miles and miles and miles across states. So from Kentucky to Tennessee to Alabama, Mississippi, certainly over to Georgia, the Carolinas. That's the explosion we're talking about. That's who's going to be able to get to this event easily. And Nashville's certainly a draw with all the music and fun that happens here. So we think this is the perfect venue, right in the center, easy to get to, easy airport to use, a perfect opportunity to make the most of those dates in March.
And Bill, you know too, because I've got this stat from Assembly Magazine, that Nearly 38% of U.S. manufacturing is located within 300 miles of Nashville. So we've got critical mass here to make this work. We know we're in the right place, and the southern region is not being met by any other event at this time.
Well, we certainly know people are going to have questions, right? And we're here to answer those questions. So how will MAX be different?
Well, it's interesting because first of all, we're expanding the horizon. So where the Assembly Show South was the initial launch,
Exactly.
it was just assembly, targeted specifically to that. As we have found with this integration changing in manufacturing overall, and Jennifer, this as well as I do, as an editor at Assembly, you know what's happening with what they want to talk about and what they're reading and what they're after in regards to the Assembly publication. And we have found, I think the most interesting thing about it is that they want very much to be able to come to a trade show and find multiple answers. They want to see the things that are across the board in their job titles and their structure. So that's why we expanded to bring in the quality element this year. And quality is here in a big way. It's great to have them there. Moving to MAX next year will simply move it where we're going to have actually 5 separate organizations from BNP Media tied to our event. We'll have assembly and quality, of course. Adhesives in Action will still be a part of it to cover that part of that side of it. We're going to welcome packaging from Packaging Strategies as a part of this. Packaging, more and more, is becoming a part of the manufacturing process. Many of our systems builders in the area talk often where they no longer just drop off when the part is complete. They're being asked to complete the packaging of that product. Well, that makes it part of this conversation. We're also going to bring in, interestingly enough, ISHN, which is an industrial safety publication. That brand can concentrate on safety, ergonomics, certainly governmental guidelines and structure. It'll be an important part of any manufacturing element that goes forward in any of the systems in any of the manufacturing sectors. So that's why I think the need for MAX delivers something different than any other trade show. It's going to be something that they can come and find almost every answer they need.
It's certainly going to open doors for new opportunities, that's for sure, for partnerships. What new things can attendees expect?
Well, I think that it's still an event with exhibits and working displays and machinery, and our research has shown that that's what the attendees want. They want to interact with working equipment and meet the experts with actual live demonstration. So we're going to increase that. We're actually going to add 5 educational areas on the show floor called the Hub.
Oh, that's
and
exciting.
We're going to have an automation hub, a technology hub, and in here we're going to have peer-to-peer education as well as vendor-led education that will be in TED Talk style, 15-minute quick hits, free education on the show floor so people can come in and see that. We're going to have that going all over the show floor, so there's going to be a lot more education. We're going to have a main stage on the show floor where we're going to have a keynote as well as paid educational content as well that is industry-led there as well. So there's going to be a whole bunch of more education, more interactive exhibits and displays, and we're going to try and make the attendee feel really comfortable and really feel good about what they're experiencing. We're going to have obviously swag, and we're going to treat them in a totally different way. We're going to have early access to the hotels block for our attendees with the MAX Experience registration, which will be a new facet for this particular event.
Right, fantastic. Well, who should attend MAX?
Goodness.
Who shouldn't attend
That's
MAX?
That's right. I think in general, you're going to find that anyone involved with any of the manufacturing sectors really should be here. Again, I can repeat those. I mean, from an automotive, appliance, aerospace, medical, new energy, certainly electronics, and general manufacturing of all sorts. And that's all exploding here in the Southeast. If you're involved from a manufacturing management perspective or a manufacturing engineer, design engineer, any of those elements are going to be, you're going to come here and you're going to learn. You're going to find things that you don't know exist. You're going to learn how to take back new ideas and thoughts that are going to improve your processes, save your company money, and bottom line, just make your manufacturing better in the United States.
Fantastic. Well, people can learn more at themaxevent.com. But just for the record, when does registration open?
Opens tomorrow.
It opens right now.
That's right.
All right.
And it's important to note, we got that MAX, you talked about it, the MAX Experience registration. This is really going to be one of those pieces that changes how an attendee comes. And it's just, I can't drive that home enough. Make sure that before you register, you make a choice. If you'd like to join us for the MAX Experience, that's going to be the best way to come and get the most out of the trade show.
Well, fantastic. Bill, Scott, thank you so much for your time today.
It's great to be with you.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Absolutely. You can learn more about Max at themaxevent.com. We'll see you next year in March.